So you're watching the World Cup, right? The stadium's just roaring, the lights are blinding, and a superstar striker goes down holding their knee.
Yeah, it's every fan's worst nightmare.
Exactly. The medical team rushes out. The commentators are stressing about the team's chances at the trophy, but you know what nobody is talking about? Human resources.
Right, because it ruins the magic bit.
It totally does. But underneath the multi-million euro sponsorships and all that global glory, these athletes are, legally speaking, just employees. So welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you through a stack of legal analyses and financial reports to explore the fascinating legal collision that happens when a pro soccer player gets injured on the world stage. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, we really have to start with why international tournaments are such a massive financial risk for the clubs, the ones who actually pay these players. When athletes go to the World Cup, they are essentially leaving their day job to go on a specialized assignment for their national team.
Right, which the clubs probably hate.
Oh, they despise it. So to keep clubs from just, refusing to release their stars due to the injury risks, FIFA created the Club Protection Program, or the CPP. And it basically operates as a private commercial insurance policy.
Right, and reading through these financial reports, a massive distinction jumps out. This insurance does not actually compensate the player who just tore their ACL.
No, not at all.
It compensates the club for the loss of the player's services, which is kind of wild.
It is wild, but that is the core mechanism. And it only triggers for what they call temporary total disablement, which is really just insurance speak for when a player is completely unable to train or play for more than 28 straight days.
Oh, so if it's just a minor sprain and they're back in 2 weeks.
The club just eats the cost. But if it's serious, FIFA pays out a maximum of about 7.5 million euros per player per year. And that number is calculated purely on their fixed salary, so it completely ignores any performance bonuses.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and they strictly exclude any pre-existing conditions, by the way.
Wow. It's almost like, imagine loaning out a priceless luxury car to a friend.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, like if they crash it, the owner, which is the club in this case, wants financial compensation for the time it's stuck in the shop, just because they can't use their incredibly expensive asset.
That analogy holds up beautifully, yeah. Especially because in this scenario, the mechanic fixing the car isn't actually paid by the friend who crashed it. And, the car itself happens to be a human being with basic legal protection.
Right. Which brings me to a major point of confusion. Wait, so if FIFA is handing the club up to 7.5 million euros, why doesn't the club just use that money to pay the player's medical bills directly? So what does this all mean for the actual player's medical bills?
What's fascinating here is that to answer that, you have to remember a player's home country doesn't care about FIFA's internal insurance rules. They care about their own national labor laws.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So take Mexico's IMSS, their social security system, as a prime example here. Back home, the football club is still just an employer subject to the nation's constitution.
And that creates a massive legal double standard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because unlike FIFA's commercial insurance, which really only exists to protect corporate assets, IMSS is a mandatory constitutional right.
Exactly. It's meant to protect human health.
Yeah.
So if a player is injured, IMSS is the system actually covering the human side of the equation.
The actual medical bills and stuff.
Right, we're talking medical, surgical, and pharmaceutical assistance. It even provides subsidies for temporary or permanent disability pensions. The objectives are entirely different. FIFA basically cushions the club's financial hit.
While local Social Security restores the workers' health and, maintains their basic income.
Spot on. And get this, the club is actually still on the hook for their standard payroll taxes, those employer quotas, even while the player is completely incapacitated.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Can a club just take the 7.5 million euro FIFA payout and ignore the local government?
We mean?
Wave a multi-million euro check at the problem and just opt out of the local social security system.
Oh, no. They absolutely cannot do that. Coexistence of these two systems is vital. A club cannot waive its IMSS obligations just because FIFA provides a private insurance policy.
Right, because one is private and one is public.
Exactly. Think of it this way. FIFA's payout is a corporate buffer complementary to the salary structure. Local Social Security is a fundamental human right. It's the absolute floor of worker protection. You simply can't contract your way out of it.
Man, they serve entirely different masters. I mean, one balances the commercial ledger and the other guarantees basic human care.
Precisely. So when that medical cart comes out, it isn't just taking off a player, it's triggering this massive bureaucratic mechanism across multiple jurisdictions.
Wow. So for you listening, the next time a star player goes down holding their knee on the world stage, remember you aren't just watching a sports tragedy. You are watching a real-time, complex collision of international, commercial insurance, and local labor law.
It definitely changes how you watch the game.
It really does. Which leaves us with this paradox to ponder. If international organizations like FIFA strictly value a player's temporary absence at 7.5 million euros, based purely on their fixed salary, how do we objectively calculate the financial loss of services when the worlds of global entertainment and local worker protections collide? Keep that in mind the next time the whistle blows.